Good day, race fans, and we've got the first race recap video of the year, and we are going to go on board with the champion in the number 5 car, starting P14, and we are at Las Vegas for Season 2 of the IWP. Now, this was impressive. This first stage, I mean, you think about, man, that's a gorgeous Nikolai car, but you think about, like, just look at how much more room that this was. Let's go watch that back for a second. Just gross. Gross. Almost hacked up a lung real quick. I mean, look at everybody kind of staying in their lane. A lot of room. Nobody running over each other. This is not what we have had in other scenarios. So I appreciate everybody for this first stage of this race. We're gonna catch, kind of the battle up front here to get started. But there was, look at this. Shanzi not taking it 3 wide. 35 lifting out. Good racing just in the middle of this pack here. Kaufman's going to take us 3. That's 3 guys that can handle 3 wide. Oh, here's a little contact. Is this Plasik and is this JTB Blazer? Looks like maybe Blazer. No, that's Hot Lap Jimmy. Contact there. But for the most part here, this is just like normal good racing. Like this is some good stuff here as he's working his way up through the pack. Hunwee was your pole sitter, and he kind of set sail there from what I've seen. Just this is one of the big drives. Lonely Killjoy champion had a great day. 7th in both stages, was leading this race late. We'll be going over what happened late in the race, but really just solid running here throughout. So let's go find another POV here. Oh, look at die 3 wide here. Might have gotten Solomon into the wall. Doesn't know. Can't quite see. Or maybe Solomon just lifted out. There's approaching Dinger Magic. These two had the end of the year championship battle. Dense Fog right in front of them. So yeah, so this is the 5 car working his way up through the field from 14th up to 8th to battle with these guys. Let's see how the leaders panned out in the start here from the perspective of JJ Franken. So this is on board to start with JJ Franken here. Your front row, Hunwee, Eric of Michigan, the rookie in the 97 machine. Dense Fog, one of your championship favorites. However, racing on a controller here, so how long is he going to be able to hang up here with these guys when all of the inputs are so requires so much consistency? A little 3 wide early. JJ Franken last year, if you are new, one of the last, we don't have a championship 4, but we had 4 guys that were in contention for the championship going into the final race. Led a good chunk of the race, had finished 2nd in both stages. A win would have done enough for the championship. Coming down the pit road, spun out on overbraking, and came in with too much speed. Hit the barrier wall, and that about ended his day. So, a good start here. Now, one of the things that we're going to talk about here in a little bit is not just, hey, this is the story of the race, but this is, we're going to talk a little bit about, some of the contacts, some of the cautions, some of the aggressiveness. And again, this isn't it's not a big slap on the wrist or anything, so don't take anything offensive. We make fun of kind of everybody, or we just kind of talk about everything. Like, just different moves that we're seeing throughout the race that are like, hey, a little less of that would make this race. Because this first stage, I have no notes. I mean, we're going to watch from a perspective here in a little bit. But really just solid rate. Look, the guys up front here aren't running all over each other. We saw Nick go through the field. Those guys aren't running through all over each other. We're going to find a couple other guys here in a second and see how their, kind of first stage went. But ultimately, it was Hunwee in that 39. I think he just kind of led every lap in this stage. Look, just a clean air, able to get out there. the MMM guys extremely strong. We're on board here with the 25, kind of here a little bit further in the back and just wanting to see what this looks like and how these guys are racing. Here's Il Polpetta, rookie. This is Derek Smith, part of the KTRC Ware Racing team. Il Polpetta is a free agent here, but, I mean, again, across the board, just really, really solid, clean racing. Letting it get strained out. You know, the guys that are quick, if you've got speed, you are going to work your way to the front. You'll be able to run these guys down, whereas, you know, for those that struggle, that's okay. Just get out of the way and learn. Learn the track. What you're not going to do if you struggle to get around this track and you're not going to learn how to get speed if it's just restart, 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 and you're constantly in high-tension scenarios. So, more of this here as we approach the end of the stage. Real exciting stuff from these guys. Here late in stage 1, we have a great 3-car battle for second in the stage. This is between Dinger Magic, JJ Franken, who we are on board with, and Eric of Michigan, the rookie in the 97. They really kind of were all over JJ and really kind of struggling to get past him here. Eric actually had backed out of everything, let Dinger Magic by, and then kind of follow Dinger through. Here he's going to come through, finally clear. JJ, I think, gets into this corner. Well, they both hit the wall here. I think it's the next corner. We do see a little contact. And again, pointing out the contact, pointing out hard racing, and when we want to see hard racing per se. So see, gets in. It's a little tight. Big lift by the 97. Okay, so JJ got into him. But what I'm noticing there, and that, you know, that hurts and sucks, but also JJ didn't go take the position right. JJ kind of chilled out there, realized, hey, that's on me, my bad. We'll get sorted back out, and then we'll fight for the position. So I do like that. Obviously the contact isn't, you know, nobody likes to get beaten, banged, and ran all over. He's gonna make another attempt at a pass.
Clear high.
Ooh, gets in real tight. But you see there, Eric of Michigan lifted out. That's a veteran move right there. Realized that JJ was going to throw it in there. Lifted out, decided, hey, maybe I will take fourth, or maybe I'll do the dive bomb myself here. He's close. And JJ has probably his best corner of the last 2 laps. So that's your first stage is Hun Wee, Dinger Magic, JJ Franken, Eric of Michigan. And it looks like Bobby Lee Swagger in the 3-car. So very, very solid first stage from the boys. All right, first stage, 10 out of 10. No notes, no complaints. You guys did fantastic. And then the second stage happened. And we're going to take a little bit of a deeper look at some of the various contacted moves and kind of say, hey, was this egregious? Was this dirty? Or could we maybe just, you know, was it one little adjustment, okay? And you know, we have early contact here on board with JJ Franken. And first thing to note is the 51 did not pit for tires. He did exactly what you were supposed to do. So come into green, we take the green flag.
Green. Outside door.
Get down to the apron, get out of the way. Now, let's talk about inside lane, outside lane, okay? So obviously JJ moved to the right to kind of get away from the 51 in case he were to come back up. And kind of the natural flow of the track takes you out to the right. As we're entering the corner here, JJ is a full car length off of the bottom. And he takes this corner a full car length. I mean, you could see that Dinger Magic has got some space between him and the line. And your left, you know, your left side of the car where your cockpit is aligned with the right tail light. So he's not quite on the bottom. Eric thinks he's going to kind of, you know, be in the bottom and have a little bit more space. I don't think Eric is coming down to try to like take the lane or anything. But yeah, even at this point where the contact gets initiated, JJ is completely, you know, to the right side of Dinger Magic's car, kind of a lane-ish up for he, again, when we say needs to be, right? Does he have to be on the white line? No. But it's important to remember on these restarts, especially with adjustments, everybody's dealing with a little bit looser of a race car. The tires haven't come up to temp. So do the best that you can, I would say, to wrap that white line. I don't want to say that this is the fault of JJ or this is the fault of Eric of Michigan. It's just look at what these two did. Dinger's a little bit lower. Hunwee is very obviously up in that lane. And as a result, contact like this doesn't happen. So I don't think this is dirty driving. Obviously, they just were banging into each other and yeah, at the end of that stage there.
Outside.
But just, nobody wants to get turned. This was a great battle, and now Eric Michigan and JJ are sideways
Full wet.
with damage. You hate to see it. Hate to see it.
Yellow is
Here's my perspective coming through here of this wreck. You see a little masterclass and not destroying the vehicle. Somehow get lucky there. Check up into Playsick. Big damage, big breakup, but caution comes out. Let's restack them. Here's an on board with JTB Blazer. Look at him sleep through all of this and go from 17th to like 6th.
yellow's out. Pit road is open.
An insane move to kind of flip the race on its head after not really having a good stage. We'll stay on board with P6 here in a little bit. See how he holds this position now that he's got it.
Be ready now.
All right, ensuing restart.
Green, green, green. Inside. Inside now.
Real clean stuff. Snugs has worked his way up the field. Not the aggressive qualifying effort from him.
Side now. Clear high.
Say like that. Not trying to take it 3 wide. I know it's tough to give up that position. I know it feels right to shove it 3 wide, but at least doing it here on the backstretch gives everybody time to figure out a lane. So we have a quick caution. Let's go see what happened there. All right, coming to the restart here. We're on board with the 5. And hey, you may disagree with me, but you can't say we don't keep our admins as equally accountable whenever we're doing these videos and we're breaking down stuff. Okay, nobody's perfect. Everybody makes mistakes. Just be clear, this was not something that had to be regulated by me. These two spoke, got it all cleared out. Nick took ownership, easy peasy. But we're just going to show on the video just so everybody can see what did Nick own up to and also what do we not want to do. So, again, on a restart lap, coming to green, Nick's rotating in from a higher entry point. Dilly is lower, and this is experience, right? This is less of an indictment of Dilly, like it's not clean or Nick. But when you enter a corner like Vegas, especially when it's got bumps, which I can't really tell how prevalent it is on a wheel versus like a controller, you want to enter in higher and get down to the bottom after the bumps. That's just what Nick is like programmed in his brain to do. So when he's entering the corner, you see here he has more of this like arc, even though he's on the bottom lane. And because he does that, he's able to get to the bottom white line. Dilly is entering low, and when you enter low like this, the forces of the car want to push you up. And Dilly, it's not super egregious, but Dilly here, Nick's got way more entry speed than Dilly does here, and Dilly is leaving a little bit of a lane up as and Nick doesn't really know. Are you going up? Are you going? There's a lot of room here. So Nick is going to take a move thinking, okay, I might have the bottom. Doesn't have it. Gets on the apron, and just this, right? Like, this is just like, ideally, don't put your league mates on the first lap in this position. It makes everybody squirrely. It's, you can see here he does come back up on the track, get into him. Dilly's trying to save it. Nick doesn't have really anywhere to go. He wants, he's kind of trying to let him figure it out, but he hits the apron again, and it throws him back up into him. So apron throws him back up. Okay, he's got it. Touches apron again, catches him again, tries to straighten him out. Damage had been done. He got clipped by, I think, 72. Then we have a caution. So that's all.
Yellow's out.
Let's,
Pit road is
this is why it's important to stay in those lanes and not make that aggressive move like kind of Blazer did. Like, just wait till Blazer. Nick drove up there to Dilly, make sure he was okay. Very kind of him. We have lost Hot Lap Jimmy, but really what we're looking for is just a little bit more patience early in the lap so that you can make it. JTB Blazer didn't take TBD 3 wide, and then he did on the backstretch. A lot easier to do that on the backstretch. So all good. Keep it moving. All right, back green again on board with J-Speed Blazer. Wife has brought me breakfast. Good racing here. Snug's kind of the, been quiet up to this point. There's teammates in the 3 and the 21. And Dinger Magic has assumed control of this race after Hunwee led every lap to start stage 1, it seemed. Good racing. There's the 24 Fat Randy, or 24 and Fat Randy, and I am going to spin here because I just am dumb. I just didn't think that he was to my inside, so that one was on me. I thought I was clear of him completely. I don't even know if I had a clear call. Let's go investigate. If I'm gonna shit on Nick, I'll shit on myself here. This is after the spin. All right. Can't hear shit. So I see a blue car here. I do get a car inside call. Yeah, that's just on me. For some reason, I must have looked up, only saw that car there, and just thought I had a lane down. It says car inside, and yeah.
Oh, I did not see Fat Randy.
Yep, that's
That is
on me.
That is on me.
Just not being at all aware. Spatial awareness, idiot. So as a result, the 24 would end up getting caught by the lappers or the lead lap cars and would have to take the free pass.
I was pushing you through, Dents.
Yeah, yep, you're good.
Dumb decision. Look at something weird here. Blazer, about 16 laps to go on the stage, running 13th. He would finish the stage in 23rd, trying to figure out what happened to the 26 car, who kind of turned his favor on one single move.
One outside. Clear up top. One outside.
Holy shit. Did he just forget to turn?
Inside now.
Oh, that's what he said. He said his daughter touched his controller.
5 to go this.
So that was the big move he's talking about. He says daughter touched his controller,
Clear low if you want it.
and that took control, and he just slaps the ball. Hilarious. That'll end the stage.
Okay, shake it off. We got plenty more race left.
Looks like there's a wreck here. Who spun? Hot lap Jimmy would spin, and that brings out your stage 2 caution, won by Warm Snugs. Let's go to stage 3, see how the end of this race played out. Back on board the 5 machine here.
10 away.
Fat Randy has found his way to the front. JJ Franken has found his way to the front. TBD, Bobby Lee Swagger is going to lead us to green.
Outside.
Dinger and Snugs, your stage winner.
One high.
There's that edge we were talking about before. You see the difference between being able to wrap the line. Nick there doesn't take it 3 until the exit. Hey, protect bottom, baby. It's stage 3 now.
Car outside. 3 wide.
Maybe a bigger lift than needed from Nick there. He's going to be... Oh, no, he decides to save. Okay, so we have a scenario where we've got 16 laps, or 26 laps, and we don't have 26 laps of fuel. So the 5 car gets down here and decides, hey, I'm going to start saving fuel. I want a championship this way. Let me let these guys by. And we must have gotten a caution.
Yellow's out.
Let's see what happened. On board with Blazer. Ooh, looks like somebody got turned. Is this off of Dense Fog? Let's see Dense Fog's POV. On board with Dense Fog.
Inside now.
Chaos ensuing up here right outside the top 10.
Inside door.
Corey's coming. Space Time's coming. Vince gets in the corner around
3
Bondsman.
wide. 3 wide.
They get
One
shoved
bottom.
up.
3 wide.
Feathers the
4
throttle.
wide.
Oh,
Car low.
somebody turned
3 wide.
JTV Mad
Clear up top.
Cheeks. Who is that? Well, there's Mad Cheeks on the bottom. So Mad Cheeks on the bottom
Car low.
goes for Mad Cheeks on the bottom.
3 wide.
Somebody hits Bondsman.
3 wide. 1 bottom.
Mad Cheeks is now there.
3 wide.
And oh no, JTV on JTV contact. Oh, who's getting into him? Oh, the 48. Oh man. Okay, so the 48 gets tight into JTV Top Gun, who then collects Mad Cheeks.
4 wide.
I don't
Car
know
low.
what what
3
caused
wide.
that. It's kind of hard to get a POV.
5 wide.
Corey's car gets
Caution
airborne,
out.
and that's enough to bring the caution out. Chaos. Come
road
on,
is
let's
open.
get a
You
little
okay with
bit
this?
more room, fellas. All right,
Into the green.
ensuing restart here. Kaufman's going to take tires.
Be ready now. Green, green, green. Outside.
Green we go.
1 up high. 1 high. Outside now.
I just say one to go. One stage.
Car outside.
All right, we've got 20 laps left, so we are right on the fuel window. So Kaufman, after taking tires and fuel,
Clear
is
high.
good to go in the fuel department. He's ready to rock, so we're driving.
3 wide.
Holding the lane, working with Hellseeker, gorgeous 35 car there. Some of these
20 to go now.
throwback schemes would be
Outside now.
incredible. Oof, that's a
3
move.
wide. 4 wide.
4 wide,
3 wide.
3 wide. Big moves, but you know, that's tires. Gonna make a move like that, you've got to make it stick. Fortunately, the tire difference means they weren't 4 wide for a long time. Here's Eric in
Outside
Michigan
door.
following Nick.
Clear high.
Big APW. The Ally 48 car giving him room. Gives Nick room and then puts a little door to 97. That's some teammate work right there. So we're watching these guys get sorted out. Fat Randy up there, Shanzi fighting, but here comes the 5 with 17 laps to go, the freshest tires on the field, and he just ran the best lap of the day for that 5 machine, and you could just see the difference. Shanzi, like Shanzi got in the wall, but it was net code. Here's a decision to go high. Let's see how he maneuvers, because I do think he takes the lead under this.
Clear inside. 1 up high.
In the middle of Shanzi,
One on the
shoots the
bottom.
gap.
Clear up top.
He tries. Oh, dinger magic. It's turned off the nose to C place. Turn that one back.
Clear inside. 1 up high.
Let's see
1 on
here.
the bottom.
They're 3 wide. And I think it just collected them. I don't think that's anything. I think it's just Dinger was just a smidge too close. I think Plasik is pretty much on that white line.
1 on the bottom.
Yeah, Plasik is holding his lane fine.
Clear up top. Outside now.
I don't think that's
Inside.
anything malicious there. I think that's just a little bit of close racing and net
Inside.
code.
Outside.
Top Gun in the wall. Inconvenient spot for everybody in front of or behind him. That's all right. Big powers through. No damage.
Stay
Who's
high.
that battling for the lead? Is that Bobby Lee Swagger and JJ Franken? Just 2
Clear
demons over there having a blast. JJ going to clear on the outside. Bobby Lee
Inside.
and his teammate TBD, 2 rookies this year, finished this race 2nd and 3rd. An incredible start by the KTRC guys. They are 2nd in team points after that. RPMs got the top 2 spots at the moment, and they do hold the team points, as it was an RPM driver who won this race, who we will find out soon. But with 14 to go, you gotta like this if you're Nick. these guys, I don't know if they have enough fuel to even get to the end, much less tire to hang with them. So to have more fuel, more tire, this is just light work here. The champion looking to come in here and
One bottom.
open up a little can of whoop ass on the league if he can. Here, let's see how he navigates this top two, this big battle here for the lead. Oh, 3 wide through the middle. Snugs.
Clear
It's going to
inside.
clear up.
Clear high if you want it.
Oh, that's going to door Franken. Oh, a little.
Wide. Out in front. Nice job. Clear
And,
inside.
okay, they sort themselves out. Yeah, Snugs, I think, might need to. It wasn't dirty, but that's new tires, brother. All right, so the 5 has gotten the lead, and he has set sailed. Well, not quite, but he is going to here soon. Let's see how things shake up. Here's a major slip up here by Nick, lap 59. He's starting to take away, but, you know, he touched the wall in this game, and it slows you down a ton here.
Low.
He's going to go back up to protecting the top here.
Let's get it back.
Bobby Lee Swagger, do what he can to stay out of the wall. It looks like he can.
One on the bottom.
Scott Snugs to his inside. How quickly a mistake can lead to the rest of the league pouncing on you.
We're out front, driver.
But a reset, again, the tire advantage is just so huge. And he's able to take advantage of that. So we do have a caution that comes out right before, or that ends up taking this race from the 5's win to a restart fest. And it's, I don't really have the greatest view of this, but it is between Shanzi, Hunwee, and Deadly Pants, who
One outside.
I think Hunwee's right here. I think Jeff's right there. We're on the board with Bowling. And then Shanzi's on the bottom, at least in this scenario. Trying to get a right view of
Bring
it.
Pit this time.
Hopefully Tyler doesn't pit here. And here's what I'm going to say. Here's what I'm going to say. Because we want to hold everybody accountable for, you know, what kind of racing. Because ideally, what makes this race a 9 to 10 out of 10 race across the board is everybody making the smart decisions to help this race end under green. Okay, everybody. That includes those that are fighting for position, and that includes guys who are not. So in this scenario, you know, obviously we're on board with P11, so that means this is P10. That means Hunwee and Shanzi are fighting for 8th and 9th, right? And Jeff, I think, has fresh tires, but he's like multiple laps down. And he's really in here. And he's really, you know, those guys, see, they're battling for position up there, and Jeff's going low. And this is not to say, hey, you don't have a right to go fight for a position, okay? But I recall last year when Snugs in a playoff race, so it was a playoff race, so a little different. He was a playoff contender. You know, was like a lap or two down, and he was driving like a madman to try and get his lap back. But that was middle of the race, right? The likelihood of Jeff getting enough cautions to get back on the lead lap here, in my opinion, is not worth the squeeze of impacting this racing. So let's see if we can have a POV. So you can see here, Hunwee goes low. We have Shanzi on the outside. Jeff is on the inside.
Car outside.
Jeff is kind of squeezed.
All right, bring it.
You see how squeezed up Jeff is there? Like, I really just like, Jeff, hey, just lift out and let these guys go, right? And any lapper in this scenario, I would ask you, hey, let these guys fight, because Hunwee is going to cook this corner quite a bit.
5 to go now.
And now you can see the contact. He cooks the corner, gets up into Jeff, and now we have contact. Now, who is this wreck on? The wreck is on Hunwee because he went low, got too hard into the corner. Don't know if he thought he was going to clear it. However, I think this could have been avoided had the lapper just said, hey, I'm going to let you guys fight. So, does that mean he doesn't cook the corner and doesn't do the same exact thing to just Shanzi? I don't know. But that would be the analysis, is multiple people could have done better in that scenario to avoid a caution that ended up kind of changing the outcome of the race. And that's okay. cautions are going to change the outcome of the race, but we are always striving, when we're asking, hey, what's the difference between being, what are the things that we're looking at and keeping track of? Well, when you're a lap car, are we staying out of the way? Are we not getting involved in battles in the top 10? Okay. Now, if you're one lap down, you have fresher tires than the leader, and the leader's right there in front of you, different discussion. Go try and pass them, get your lap back, caution, got it. Totally understood there. But the leaders are long gone here. You're not getting the lap back. Maybe just lift out and let those guys go. I know that there's a want to race and desire. That's totally fine throughout the race. With 4 laps to go, I would say let's go ahead and let that go. And then also, Hanwee, we've got to make sure if we're passing, even if there's traffic there, you've got to navigate that. When you're the passing car, it's your responsibility to do it safely. So that's that.
Outside now.
Tyler has just the worst record avoidance I've ever seen in my life.
Happy with these pit options?
Oh my god. Epilepsy warning. What in the hell? Alright, so everybody's able to put on fresh tires. Let's go to restart.
Away.
Well, we're going to go on board the 9, because there's nobody more fun to watch than the 9 when he's angry.
Car outside.
Or not the 9, the 5.
2 to go.
Alright, 2 to go here. Green, white, checkered. Lots more to talk about.
Stay low. Car
Y'all need to
inside.
protect them bottoms. Y'all need to protect those bottoms. He doesn't run over Corey, but he had a... Y'all got to learn to protect bottom. Corey Russell, a quiet day. And here's Shanzi as well,
Outside now.
who up to this point was battling for 8th, but staying out on tires. He's up here.
3 wide. 4
That
wide.
being said, with how tight everybody got into that turn,
Car outside.
the new tires are up front, and
Clear outside.
we're about to see chaos. So, at this point, coming to white, Bobby Lee Swagger, Shanzi, Lonely Killjoy, Warm Snugs, and TBD. So this is what happens here.
One more.
Let's go to Dilly Tune's perspective. He's got a good one. So we're coming to white here, and we've got
Clear high.
Bobby Lee, Shanzi, Nick on the outside, and then Snugs, TBD in the middle. And we are 3 wide in this third row, TBD, Snugs, and Nick. And again, we're going, what can we do to have clean racing? Because I get it's aggressive. I get everybody's looking for their, everything they can get here. Every little bit of space. But let's think about the track here. I don't think 4 wide is something we can do here. So you can see there's 3 here. Corey's right here. It's important to remember, hey, you're faster than them, not because you are faster, but because they are side by side, right? So a little bit of an opening pops up, and Corey shoots the gap. Bumps into the 99 a little bit. They're 4 wide still. Corey's going to clear through, and I don't know if you could barely kind of see it, but there's also in the rearview mirror here is Eric of Michigan. He's looking for space too. He sees Corey go through, and he's just going to follow. So he follows, and then look here, dense fog goes underneath because Dilly doesn't protect the bottom, right? So everybody's looking for space here. But what this does is, Dense backs out of this. Eric of Michigan gets into Snugs. Snugs gets into Nick. And that's all of that. So I don't know who causes this in terms of who initiates the contact, but what are we looking for from an admin standpoint? Right? Well, I can't blame Eric of Michigan for taking it 4 wide without also, because he just watched a league admin take it 4 wide. So some people would say, well, some people can take it 4 wide in the league, some can't. Well, everybody here thinks that they're the kind of guy that can take it 4 wide. Everybody has that confidence on the racetrack. So I would ask that we don't. I would ask that we don't try to take things 4 wide. We're not there yet. I know it's tough. I know you feel like you're going to get ran over. But as a result, again, we have a car that had the freshest tires up front battling for the lead without an opportunity to do so. However, let's watch this last lap as we do have the battle for the lead. Shanzi, Bobby Lee Swagger, after these 3 kind of wrecked, TBD was able to stay clear of it. Chaos occurs behind him. We've got a drag race. Who's going to win the first race of the year? A little bit of looseness by the 3. I think that would give it to Shanzi. They had to chase it all the way back. He is going to get that rear tire, but the race ends here, and that is your top 5. Shanzi with the first win of the year and his IWP career. Bobby Lee in the 21 at TDB finished 2nd and 3rd. Corey Russell 4th, and Dilly Toon in P5. Solid race. Little things that can get cleaned up for sure. Some of those things I point out, that's not dirty driving. We're just racing really, really, really hard for a NASCAR 25 league. So if you're tired of getting beat, banged around and stuff like that, I would just say make sure that we're keeping ourselves accountable as well. Taking it 4 wide kind of led to, again, so the 5 feels like he was supposed to win that race. And by all intents and purposes, you know, you had the green, or had the lead for a while under green, and then a dumb caution with the lap car that's fighting with, while there's a 2-car battle, leads to that. And then when he has the freshest tires, drives through the field, and then is going to be a good opportunity to take the lead again, he gets taken 4 wide, not once, but twice in a row. I get it. And that's just something to learn as everybody realizes, hey, some races at the end are going to have older tires up front, fresh tires up, and then you just run over everybody. And that, you know what, for what it's worth, that's the same on iRacing, but let's just, our goal is to be a smidge more committed to cleanliness on the side of things. So let's really shoot for that. I know if you have fresh tires and you see 5 cars in front of you that have old tires, you feel like you just got to make a drastic move. I've absolutely been there and made a move and wrecked people, so it's not like a huge slap on the wrist. But if that's something that we consistently see from you, that's the kind of things that we're going to take note of. That being said, it's one race. A lot of people new racing around each other. Really solid racing under green flag conditions. All we had to do is clean up 2 to 3 decisions, and that race ends under green, and it's fantastic. That being said, congratulations to the winner. The 88 machine did not have a win last year. Comes in this year and gets one out of the way. Sure going to have a competitive battle. Looks like a ton of our rookies are extremely competitive, and that's super fun. So thank you for watching. They won't all be 40 minutes long, but this one felt like it needed a little bit of extra coverage. Appreciate you guys all for coming in, hanging out, and we'll see you soon.